What's up, guys? It's B Wade. We have the Kings Mavs game and then the Bulls and the Heat game for Wednesday night's NBA playoff matchups. I'm going to walk you through my 7 favorite picks for those 2 games. I plan on only doing 5. There were 7 that I had to put my money on. I like them that much. So I'm going to walk you guys through that data analysis, show you why I like those picks, why I'm putting my money on them, and help you make an informed decision as to whether you want to tail, fade, leave them alone, whatever. Looking at Sunday's games, because it's only Monday right now. Looking at Sunday, we went 4 for 5 on our picks. We missed Jamal Murray, his assist line. We hit the other 4 picks, so it was a solid Sunday. And look, these are for Wednesday. I'm giving them out on Monday because I always want to get you guys the picks as early as possible to try and get ahead of line movement, right? A lot of times we end up on the right side of that. We end up saving a point or 2 before the lines start to move. There's always going to be 2 ways for you guys to get into VIP if you want more picks. You can either use code NBA. You're going to get 80% off. The link for that is down below in my description. Or you can sign up on one of the apps I tell you about in this video or one of the apps down below in the description. Send me the screenshot on Instagram and I will hook you up with a free week of VIP. On top of that, we do a giveaway on here every single month. This month I'm giving away a signed Paolo Banchero jersey. So I will tell you more about that later in the video. But let's start getting into these picks. Starting out with Josh Giddy, we are going over 26.5 points and assists. Y'all, this run that the Bulls are on right now is fueled by Josh Giddy. We look at, let's pull it, that is not what I want to do. Let's pull it down to this game right here, right? That's where it started. The last 19 games, he's only missed this 3 times. 3 times he's missed it in the last 19. We look head to head. He's hit it in all 3 games against the Heat, and they haven't even really been close. 31, 38, and then 39 less than a week ago he put up against them. And similar players are hitting their points and assist line. No, not similar players. Guards. Guards are hitting their points and assist line at a 73% rate against the Heat over the last, 3 weeks. So really looking at this head to head and then looking at how he's been doing, the data all screams to me he's going to go. I mean, we look at points and assists. Assists he's been a little shakier on, but he's done well against the Heat. Points, he's gone way over. I figured we'd go points and assists to give us a little bit of leeway on either one in case maybe one of them comes up a little short. I think either points or assists will make up for whichever one comes up short. And so I think we get a little bit more leeway going with that data point, but I would also feel great taking his points line against them. So Josh Giddy over 26.5 points and assists. And then I'm taking Daniel Gafford over 4.5 rebounds. Guys, he's hit this now in 19 straight games except for the game where he got injured, right? He got injured in this game, only played 10 minutes back in February 10th. He came back. He's hit it in all 6 games since he's come back from that injury, and he hit it in the 12 games previous to that injury. Now, look, I get it. Anthony Davis is there now, but Anthony Davis has been there for like these last few games. So he wasn't in this game. He was in on this game against the Raptors, in for this game against the Lakers, in for this game against the Clippers, in for this game against the Nets. So he's been in for several of these games, and he's still hitting that line. So these might not be the greatest data point to look at, considering Anthony Davis is back. But he's still, even with Davis in, he got 20 minutes in this game. He got 15 here. He got 20 here. He's still getting solid minutes with Anthony Davis in the lineup. There's nothing that tells me he hasn't gone below this number in like 3 months. And when we look at how Sacramento defends rebounds against the center position, they're ranked 20th. They're in the bottom 34 percentile of the NBA. So they are not high up there. Guys, I know a lot of people are probably scared of this pick because of Anthony Davis being in there. I like Daniel Gafford to still come in and pull down at least 5 boards for us. So I am grabbing Daniel Gafford over 4.5 rebounds. You'll see that pick on the screen here. We're getting 3x for this on Sleeper. Sleeper is one of my favorite fantasy apps. They put their lines up really early. They have super competitive lines, great payouts, 7 to 10 different promos every day that they give us, and then one of the best sign-up bonuses where they're going to double whatever you deposit for your first deposit, right? So up to $100, they will double it. You throw $100 on, they match it. You now have $200. It's free money. Take some money off a different app, put it on Sleeper, use code BWADE. They'll give you $100 free, and I don't know why you wouldn't do it. When you do that, take a screenshot, send it to me on Instagram. I will hook you up with that free week of VIP, but it's free money, y'all. Looking at the Paolo Banchero jersey, like I said, this is the 6th autographed jersey we are giving away. We've already done Ray Lewis, Jamar Chase, and 3 signed SGA jerseys. It's my way to say thank you to you guys, and when I had the opportunity to pick up this Paolo jersey, I was excited to get it to give away to you guys. He's one of my favorite players. So all you have to do to be entered is subscribe to this channel, like this video, drop a comment. That's it. And you'll be entered to win. I'm excited for it, and I'm already looking for the jersey I'm going to give away next month. Let's get into these next picks, though. I'm going Klay Thompson over, and we got him at 13.5 actually on Betr. Different apps have him at 13.5, other apps 14.5. We got him at 13.5 on Betr, and look, really this is a matchup play for me. You look, Sacramento, it gives up the 2nd most points from the above the break 3, right? He scores half of his points from there. He scores another 14% of them from the right corner, which they rank 5th worst in the NBA. So you look here, and here is where he scores 2/3 of his points, and they are in the bottom 5 of the NBA at covering both of those areas on the court. It's a great matchup, and then they are dead last in the NBA at defending spot-up shooters, which we all know Klay is one of the best spot-up shooters in the NBA. This is a dream matchup for him, and when we look head-to-head, he dropped 19 on them back in February. Now in March, he only had 3 points against them. He went 1 for 4. I think this is going to be a matchup where he really takes off on them, especially having AD back in the lineup to kind of bring more I guess, concentration down into the restricted area, into the paint, and kind of open up the perimeter a little bit. Klay also is one of those he's one of the only players on this team, along with Anthony Davis, that has significant playoff experience. So Klay's not going to be, I don't know, he's not going to get scared in the lights. He is going to step up, I think, and he's going to hit probably at least 3 or 4 threes here. I like him, especially looking at this matchup and how poorly Sacramento defends spot-up shooters from behind 3. So I'm taking Klay over 13.5, and then we're taking Buzelis over, and this is 12.5. I shopped everywhere. They have him 11.5 on this, on Props Madness. Every app has him at 12.5. So I'm taking him over 12.5. He's been hitting this pretty consistently lately. He's been scoring a lot more, and this kid's just fun to watch in general. But when we look head-to-head, he has cooked the Heat in all 3 matchups. He dropped 24 in the first matchup back in February. He went 10 for 10 from the field. He went 4 for 9 the next matchup and dropped 13, and then he went 6 for 10, dropping 17 on them. But his minutes have continued to increase. He's continued to get more comfortable in the NBA. And then you see similar players have gone over against the Heat in the last 5 matchups. I like him to hit this one here, guys. And this is somewhat data, really the head-to-head data, but also somewhat just a feel. I think he shows up. He's a young kid. He doesn't know any better, and he's continued to grow throughout this season. I think he shows up in this game. You guys will see that slip on the screen here. We're getting 3x for this on Betr. Betr continues to be my favorite app for promos, right? I check it every day, even if I'm only putting in promo slips. They gave us 3 or 4 free picks over the weekend. They give us 2 to 4 discounted picks every day, and these are good discounts, like 4 or 5 points lower than the typical line. It's basically Taco Tuesday on Betr every single day with the type of promos they give us, and we continuously are hitting 2 or 3 slips on there using these discounts every day. So even if it's not an app that you use as like your go-to, it's an app that is great to have just to check for their promos every day, put in some slips with their discounts, and just do that. You'll make an extra $30 to $60 every day just taking advantage of that. And then their sign-up bonus, when you use code BWADE, you'll get up to $250 for free and a free pick with that as well. It's one of those apps that I really advise you guys to have and check every day for their promos to take advantage of them because they're solid. When you do sign up, make sure to take a screenshot, send it to me on Instagram. I'll hook you up with that free week of VIP. And again, if you guys maybe already have all these apps or you're somewhere where they're not available, you can always just use code NBA. You're going to get 80% off. It'll cost you less than $10 for a week of my picks. You're not going to find a better deal anywhere. All right, let's get into these next three. Going Davion Mitchell over 5.5 assists. And look, while this dude hasn't been starting, he has been getting, like this last game against the Bulls, he played 36 minutes. The only other player that played 36 minutes was, I think, Tyler Herro, and then Bam played like 35. But he's getting as many, or if not more, than like any of the starters on the Heat. And you can see he's hit this line. Now this game, he only played 22 minutes. He didn't really get his full allotment. They didn't care a whole lot. They won by 49. So if we exclude that game, he's hit this in 9 of his last 10 games. And you know what the difference of what happened from this game to this game is? Their 11-game losing streak ended. They started winning. Davion Mitchell really became an integral piece of this Heat engine, right? And his assist became a big part of that. So I like him to go over 5.5 here. They're going to rely on his playmaking. He's hit this against the Bulls in the last 2 matchups. The Bulls give up, I want to say, the 2nd or 3rd most assists in the NBA. They play at a fast pace, not a great defense, ton of assists to be had. And I think Davion Mitchell really hones in on that and takes advantage of it. You can also see 60% of guards are hitting their assist line against the Bulls. So love this play, taking Mitchell over 5.5 assists. Fading Bam's rebounds and assists line, it's at 14.5. He's only hit this in 10 out of the last 30 games. And really, if we bring it down, he's only hit it 5 times in the last 18 games even. Head-to-head, he hasn't even come close to hitting it against the Bulls. And he's played his full allotment of minutes in all 3 of those games, 35, 38, 35 minutes. And he has 12, 8, and 9 to show against them. You can also see centers are only hitting their rebounds and assists line against the Bulls in 27% of matchups, including the last 4 all getting shut down. That includes Ware and Adebayo. I think this line's too high. I feel comfortable fading it at 14.5, so that is what we're doing. And then I'm taking Max Christie over 6.5. This is a little bit of a flyer. You never know how many minutes he's going to get with this being a playoff game. But look, he's hit this in 23 of the last 30 games. He's now hit it in 7 straight. And there's been some games where like they've had to win lately for their playoff positioning. They are second to last at defending the 3-point line out here. It's where he scores 1/3 of his points. And he scores 37% of his points from spot-up shooting, which we already covered in the Klay Thompson breakdown. They're dead last at defending spot-up shooters. That's how Max Christie scores the majority of his points. This is a perfect matchup for him for the way that he scores, where he scores on the court. When we look head-to-head, he's hit it in his last 3 matchups against them. These last 2, he was on the Mavs. The previous 3 the previous 4 he was on the Lakers, right? So he was 2 for 2 on hitting it with the Lakers, or 2 for 4, and he's 2 for 2 hitting it with the Mavs. I think as long as he gets, I don't know, 20-25 minutes, he should hit this line. I expect him to get that volume here, and so I'm taking Max Christie over 6.5 points. You'll see that slip on the screen here. We're getting 6x for this on Underdog. I put this one in on Underdog because it was the best payout we were going to get for this 3-man. Underdog, they put their lines up early, tons of props to pick from, and then some of the best payouts you're going to find, especially for 3-man entries. You're not going to get 6x for a standard 3-man on many other apps. And then Underdog has one of the best sign-up bonuses where when you use code BWADE, they're going to double your first deposit up to $1,000 and give you a free pick to use as well, guys. It's free money. I keep telling you guys, using sign-up bonuses, taking advantage of these promos, it's how you gain an edge against these apps and these sports books, because they have an edge inherently, right, in the way that they price things. And so our edge is by using sign-up bonuses, using promos, doing all that stuff, and then doing the research to take educated picks. So guys, sign up on Underdog, take advantage of that free money, advantage of the promos they're going to give you. And then when you do sign up, take a screenshot, send it to me on Instagram. I'll hook you guys up with that free week of VIP. I appreciate you guys watching this video. I'm excited for some NBA games that matter with players actually trying. Make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment so you're entered to win that Paolo jersey. Let's make some money this week, boys.